Ringo TV reactions. I released a video and pretty much shared my truth. And I noticed that I got a lot of comments, a lot of feedback, a lot of judgment. And what this basically tells me is that there's a lot of problems. The problem is the people. What I've learned is that after making my announcement, I was met with mockery, slander, and it just proves my point. I noticed that with the Israelite community, no one really is following God. No one is really following the Bible. It's religion. Because you can see the actions of a cult-like following. As soon as you say you no longer identify as a Hebrew Israelite, it's like they attack you, criticize you, mock you, and they all gang up and they all do the same thing. And it's the same thing like when I got out of Christianity, pretty much the same thing. I got people saying, oh, he was never in the truth. Oh, he was never awakened. I mean, you're such a wonderful person. I bet you are a representative of Jesus Christ. I mean, if that's your approach towards this situation, there's no way. There's no way you're following the Most High. Because if we treat each other, let's look at it like this. If black people treat black people like this, how do you witness to people that are not black? How do you have conversations with people that don't look like you? How does your life make other people want to come to Christ? If you have a mindset of basically ostracizing anyone that don't fit your mold. I mean, in my last video, I made this very clear. I follow the Most High, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Follow the scriptures. Serve the Most High. Keep the commandments. That's not good enough for you. You want someone to identify as a Hebrew Israelite. Yet, when they identify as a Hebrew Israelite, you're nowhere around. Now think about this. I made my last video. Look at all the comments. Almost 1,000 comments. If I do Bible topics any other day talking about biblical matters, nobody's there. Where all these people come from? Where all of these people that I hardly ever seen on my platform, all of a sudden they showed up? They're not showing up for me. They're not showing up because these are brothers and sisters that care. These are people that are from the cult, from the religion, and what they're trying to do is, I guess, look at my content to see if I'm speaking negative of the Hebrew Israelite cult so that they can now mock me, attack me, and try to make it seem like I'm trying to destroy something. You can't even reach them now. I'm trying to figure out.
All right. I'm going to stop it right there. Y'all heard enough. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations until the full elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now you know when you listen to this man, you could tell that he's a lover of himself. You know, because he's very sensitive to criticism. You know, he's hurt that he got a lot of feedback, and most of it wasn't good feedback. So he's in his feelings, and now he had to go live for another few hours to spill his feelings about his disapproval of why people are giving him negative feedback after announcing, or should I say denouncing, his own heritage. Why wouldn't you get any negative feedback? You sat up there and you really were in your feelings, and you sounded very disgruntled with the reasoning that you gave as to why you no longer identify as a Hebrew Israelite. And you know full well that being a Hebrew Israelite is not no movement, it's not no religion. It's an actual nationality. That's one of the things you know when you come into the knowledge of the truth. You also learn that what pertains to being a Hebrew Israelite is your salvation. The fact that the kingdom of heaven is going to be established where the children of Israel is going to rule. The fact that the new covenant was made with only the children of Israel. All things in the scriptures pertaining to Israel, the promise, the giving of the law, etc. That's why it's focused on that particular race of people. But all of a sudden you change your mind, and now you're you're a Christian again. All right, you believe everybody can make it now, because that's a universal doctrine. That you might as well be a Catholic again, or a Christian. All right, but you can't get upset when you said what you said on a public platform. What did you think was going to happen after you made your little video? You're a content creator. You're a social media influencer now. This is what you do. So you're going to have an audience. And not every comment is going to be good. So the fact that this dude couldn't take the backlash, that shows you that this dude is full of himself. And the scriptures warn about men would be lovers of themselves. And you can just look at the vanity on him. He claimed he's keeping the commandments. He believed the scriptures. You got that long hair. What do the scriptures say about having long hair? And I believe in one of your lives, somebody actually brought that up to you, and you butchered it and misinterpreted what Paul was saying to justify still wearing that long hair, like somebody else that I know. All right, this dude is he's a puffed up, prideful guy, you know, and you could look at him and he's, you know, warped up in his own vanity, you know. But anyway, let me get the scripture, because if you're so concerned about why a lot of Israelites are getting at you, you just full of yourself. And also the scriptures say in the book of Romans 16 and 17 is one of the scriptures we always quote from the Apostle Paul. The scriptures say, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. You know, some Israelites might have rocked with you when they knew that you identified as an Israelite, but then you throw Israelites under the bus behind your disgruntledness, whatever it is that you dislike about a certain Israelite group or how they moving. You know, a lot of people showing their colors with this dude, Gorilla Hebrew. All right, he gets exposed, and next thing you know, you're getting cussed out because you're actually calling this dude out for his sin. So yeah, it's a lot of out of order activity in Israel, but that alone shouldn't cause you to denounce your entire heritage. unless you just, you're weak. All right. And the scriptures tell you that. All right. The scriptures say to remember to show yourselves men. That type of thing, the way Jake acts in Israel, the misrepresentation of Israel, a lot of the wickedness that goes on, that shouldn't move you. That should be something that you should already know, because the Bible tells you about our people. But this dude acting like he's surprised and shocked at the behavior of our people, and it's just so appalled. Like, dude turned into a victim all of a sudden. You sound like a narcissist. 2 Timothy 3, and I'll start at 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves." And this dude, him being so concerned about what people are saying about him all over his video. When you're a social media influencer, you're a content creator on a public platform where you have a bunch of subscribers and people that'll tune in. All right. Of course, when you title your video "Why I'm No Longer a Hebrew Israelite," it's going to get hits. It's going to get hits from people that hate the Israelites. It's going to get hits from people that are in Israel that identify as Israelites. It's gonna get hits by Christians. It's gonna get hits by people who identify as Israelites, but they hate the camps. They don't rock with the camps. So all types of people tuned in when they saw your title. You knew what you were doing. So why be surprised? You had to make a whole nother video. You told your truth. Well, people were sharing their truth on your comment section. And when we make these videos, we bring the word out. We go into the scriptures. All right. So continuing on, it says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves." All right. Basically, you're going to have certain men that are self-centered. They only focused on their own selfish interests. They care about the opinions and views of other people. They want to be popular. That's probably why you moved into that lane of being this red pill manosphere content creator. You stopped talking about the Bible and all that stuff, and you segued into that whole red pill crap. And that shit is old. It's a hustle for a lot of them dudes out there. You didn't get all them viewers just by sticking with the Bible, talking about the scriptures, breaking it down and prophesying. And you damn sure wasn't going to go out there with your vain ass to the highways and hedges and speak to our people like the Lord commanded. The Lord said to go into the highways and hedges, go into the lanes and the streets of the city. But, I guess certain guys think it's enough when you got some, camera equipment, audio equipment, and you got, good footage. Your microphone sounds good. You got some good editing programs. And that's, you're going to bring people to the Messiah through that. But that's not how the Lord said that his people would come to him. So a lot of you dudes, you're just doing this thing on your own, following after your own spirit. All right. You can't climb up no other way. It says, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. All right. Now, I just want to focus on the first part of the second verse. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. And there's something about dudes with long hair. They have that complex. All right. Guerrilla Hebrews, same way. That dude was very self-centered. He was very selfish. He was always about himself. You know, he wants to be popular. He wants to get praise. He don't want nobody to disagree with him. All right. Make excuses, you know, for him to continue to, you know, justify his own bullshit. Hey, come on, dog. You're not that important. Prophecy is going to continue to come to pass. The will of the Father is still going to be done. You're not that important, dog. Straight up. You're not. But the warning was given that you're gonna have this. All right. People are full of themselves. Just continue to teach. You push Christ, that which is a whole nother Mashiach. He's definitely not teaching Yahushai. Because Yahushua, he's coming back to judge and make war with the nations. He ain't coming back to save these other nations. And we definitely, and I don't know what Hebrew Israelite camps he was watching, but y'all know with us, it's not a skin color thing. It's not about the outward appearance. We know that Israel was scattered among all nations, so you're gonna have Israelites coming from all different walks, speaking different languages, and even looking and having the appearance of these other nations. Everything is based on the spirit. But this, you know, he doesn't see it that way. All right, he thinks that we all think that this is just a black thing. He's probably watching one or two camps that are carnal that teach that you got to be black to be saved, and that's far from the truth, because not all Israelite camps teach that. But he has a soft spot in his heart for Esau and these other nations, and they don't have the same feelings that he have. They can care less about this dude. So, yeah, man. Homie, he still care about his popularity. He still care about his views. All right, he cares about what people say about him, because that's why he's making these long ass videos, you know, responding to everything. If it didn't bother him that much, he just, you know, keep it moving. Now, the Lord, when people said things about him, you know, he didn't take it like that. The Lord said what needed to be said. He rebuked guys when they needed to be rebuked, and kept it moving forward. When they tried to slander him, when they reviled him, he didn't go back and forth. When he was it Peter that said it in his epistle? When the Lord was reviled, he reviled not. When he was when he suffered, he threatened not. He committed all things unto the Father. All right, the true righteous judge, who's going to judge all things. Ultimately, Yahushua is going to come back to judge. He's going to have the final say so. And everybody must give an account to him. So anyway, let me get this also in the AMP, because I like what it says here. 2 Timothy 3 verse 2. And it says, for people will be lovers of self, narcissistic, self-focused, focused on, their, focused on their truth, or focused on what people are saying about them, focused on their own popularity. You're not important. None of us are. All right, we're all earthen vessels. All right, because even going back during the time of the Lord, when you had them wicked scribes and Pharisees, they was boasting up to be something that they was nothing. They got cussed out. They were called hypocrites. They was called witted sepulchres. All right, they was called vipers. Basically, they wasn't shit, but they was highly esteemed before men. The Lord had to tell them, whatsoever is esteemed before men is an abomination in the sight of the Most High, because men always want to justify themselves. And that's what this dude is doing in this video. His response, he's trying to justify himself. Like, he just can't believe that people have a bad opinion about him. Like, you get off yourself, man. The world's going to continue to run. Prophecy is going to continue to happen. The Lord's will is going to continue to be done. Everything's going to continue with or without you, homie. All right? You just move on. A prophecy is happening. The EU and NATO, they're shifting further away from the whore. A digital monetary system is getting ready to get rolled out. The monetary system, as you all know, that you've been used to, is getting ready to be obsolete. The MOT to the B is getting ready to be established. All right, persecution is getting ready to come down the pipe. If you consider anti-sim, persecution is coming for you. If you're not in agreement with this whole New World Order system, they're going to come for you eventually. They're deporting people who are pro-Palestinian protesters. So shit is finna get real. And this dude sitting up here hurting. Come on, Lord, you sound soft, my man. It says, lovers of money, impelled by greed, boastful, arrogant, revilers, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, and profane. And they will be unloving, devoid of natural human affection. Which, hey, when you deal with showing love, there's a balance to it. Like, if you're going off and I rebuke you, I correct you, that's an act of love. That's keeping the commandment. If I'm criticizing you because you're in error when it comes to your teaching or your doctrine, that's not out of hatred. But these dudes have a warped idea of what love actually is. It's like they base it from the Christian perspective, which is of this world. We can cuss you out and mean well. But if you insist and you continue to harden your neck, the scriptures already say, he that often being reproved and shall harden his neck shall be destroyed, and that without remedy. It gets to the point where the Lord gets sick and tired of, correcting particular people. Because who he loves, he chastens, he rebukes and he chastens. Jake don't even consider when they get corrected or cussed out, they don't consider it tough love. They mistake it for hatred. Because Jake is ultra sensitive on his side. A lot of us, a lot of brothers that grew up without fathers, man. That's just what it is. That's a reality. So it's hard for them to take any type of rebuke or criticism. It says, clouds and inhumane, irreconcilable, malicious gossips. All right, and we're not going to speak on anything if we don't have any factual information on it. If it's just he say, hearsay, he say, she say stuff, it's drama at the end of the day, and we avoid that. We don't get into it. That's why we keep everything scriptural. And when we get on these other guys in these other groups, these other camps, it's never for nothing personal. It's always doctrinal. That's what you'll notice about us at Great Millstone. You say something erroneous and it's not scriptural, we're going to correct you. You teach a whole doctrine or you do a whole breakdown and it's going off, it's not according to the Spirit, we're going to do a response to it. The ISUPK, they do all that malicious gossip and stuff over there. All right, people tune in and they get entertained by it. You know, the House of Conscious community, they do the same thing. Ain't nobody getting edified by that. It says devoid of self-control, intemperate, immoral, brutal, haters of good. You got those that call evil good and good evil. You got those that are that'll justify the wicked and condemn the just. And that just happened all the last week. Traitors, reckless, conceited, and this dude Ringo, he's conceited. You know, nobody can disagree with him or have a negative opinion about him without him getting in his feelings and going live for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. You know? Just go back to the red pill stuff, man. Because the breaking down the scriptures and all that, that's really not your lane. Even though you've been doing it for a while, you used to get on the Christians. The Christians are easy to deal with. You know, Christians are easy work. You got tired of calling out the TD Jakes and the Creflo Dollars and all that, and you went somewhere else with it. You switched your content up. Then I didn't see this dude for a while, but then out of nowhere, he turned into, you know, the red pill manosphere, you know, content. You know, talking about the women and all that. You deviated away from the word of the Most High, doing it full time, you know, because a lot of these dudes, you know, they got YouTube is basically a career. That's their bread and butter. That's their livelihood. You know, we use this platform to get the word out, and that's it, and to get information. You know, get articles, see what's going on in the news and around the world, you know, politically, economically. You know, you might get a little entertainment in here and there, might a little music, but that's all we use this for. A lot of these people that are on the internet, these content creators, social media influencers, a lot of them are very conceited, self-centered people. They're very narcissistic. But, you know, they let the viewership get to their head, you know, when they reach a certain level of popularity, a certain number of subscribers and traffic, they let it get to their head. But the Lord gonna humble a lot of you people out there, man. Whoever you are, because you're not that important. Many great misery shall be done to them in the latter days that dwell on the earth because they walk in great pride. That's getting ready to happen more and more. All right. You had a young N-Dub. She's only 25 years old. She got popular off the internet. She had a bunch of viewers and listeners, and then she tried to go live it up, you know, city girl style down in Cabo. And she didn't one night. She didn't wake back up. She had an asthma attack in her sleep and gave up the ghost. And she was on vacation. She was having a good time. You know, she was probably feeling proud about her accomplishments and how much money she's making, how much attention she gets. That's gold for a lot of these women. But she that liveth from pleasure is dead while she liveth. You know, she didn't know that her life is a vapor. It's one minute is here and then the next is gone. So at least while we're here, we utilize this time to serve our Lord, man. That's mainly our purpose. All right, it says, traitors, reckless, conceited, lovers of sensual pleasure rather than lovers of the Most High, holding to a form of outward godliness, religion. You know, a lot of perpetrators, you know, they look the part, although they have denied its power, for their conduct nullifies their claim of faith. Yeah, because a lot of our people are hypocrites. They chew much love with their mouth, but their heart is far from Him. You know, they like it says in Titus, you know, Unto the unbelieving is nothing pure, but they heart and conscience is defiled. All right. And they basically become reprobates. It says, avoid such people and keep far away from them. And let me go to Galatians 1 and 10, and I'm gonna end off with that. I don't even mean to go this long responding to this dude. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch some of his videos. That's how I know about him. Several brothers knew about him from years ago when he used to bang on those on the Christians, the mega pastors and all that. That's where I remember him from. That was kind of his lane for a minute, and then he switched gears or whatever. Then he started identifying with being a Hebrew Israelite. Like, oh, word, that's what's up. Even though I don't think he got to, get the full doctrine. But we said how long that lasted. So now that, he's denouncing what he once believed and getting backlash for it, feedback from it, now he's in his feelings. So who exactly are you trying to please, my man? Galatians 1 and 10, it says, am I now trying to win the favor and approval of men or of the Most High God? Or am I seeking to please someone? If I were still trying to be popular with men, I would not be a bondservant of Hamashiach Yahushai. And that speaks to you, Ringo. What are you trying to prove? You said what you had to say. That's just what it is. Then you don't believe no more. Fine. All right. At the end of the day, it's going to be known who the Lord's chosen are. Those who continued in the doctrine, those who maintain their faith steadfastly unto the end, not wavering, not getting disgruntled, not waxing feeble in the knees, not getting their feelings hurt or being offended. Anyway, I said what need to be said, and that's pretty much that. I'm gonna give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Until the next lesson, Shalom.